What's happening? I hope you're all well. So it's actually not so cold and damp and grey in the UK today. What's the sky like? What's the sky like? Sky's actually blue. This is rare. So I'm gonna enjoy this while I can. Last week I was in Scotland. Scotland is actually colder than England. I got back to England and I was like, it is hot in England, like. So I don't know, I think that was a mixture of being somewhere actually colder than England, believe it or not, and also it was hot for England when I came back. But anyway, I forgot my water, but let me get into this video. Do your parents want you to fail? And let me just say, I'm not talking about my parents in this video. I'm talking about, generally speaking, do your parents want you to fail? And some people are going to think, some people might think that this is a funny question to ask, but let me get into it. Some of you may have experienced when you say that you're gonna try and achieve X, Y, and Z, you expect your family to be behind you. You expect your family to show you some support. And your family, notwithstanding your parents, but you don't get the reaction that you thought you were gonna get. You don't get the reaction you thought you were gonna get. And you say you want to become a rapper, you say you want to become a business owner, you say you want to become a basketball player, you say you want to invest, you want to get into the stock exchange and the stock market, and you're not met with support, you're met with unease, you're met with resistance, sometimes from your parents. And you're thinking, but when I was a little kid, my parents are saying, I want you to do better than me. I want you to be X, Y, and Z. I want you to be, I want you to grow up and really be something. And then you start putting the wheels in motion to at least try and be something. And you're met with resistance and disapproval. And you're thinking, what? So when you're young, it's like, oh, you could be this, you could be that. We want you to do so well. And then when you get to a certain age, it's like, you just need to get a job and be like everyone else. Some of you may have experienced that. Some of you may have experienced, oh, is that your hobby? Well, back to reality, all of that. And why, do your parents want you to fail? And let me just say, everyone's got a different pair of parents, right? So I can't really say for every single instance, but generally speaking, I think that you get different sets of parents. You get the set of parents who want you to, this is the rarer one, they say they want you to succeed and they support that. They wholeheartedly get behind that. It's not just words, they actually get behind it. And they wholeheartedly are supporting you and want you to do better than them. And they're willing, you say you want to start your own business. They go one better and put money into your business. You say you want to start your business and you're serious, they put money into your business. Now, obviously not everyone's in a position to do that, but they're giving you ideas. They're doing what they can to support it. They're not just saying, oh, you get on with that in your own time, but you need to get a job. No, they actually get behind it. They're actually behind your ideas, not just monetarily, but spiritually as well. And these are often the people who deservedly or undeservedly go on and achieve great things. The parents who really did bet on their child to become a singer, those are often the ones you see receiving awards at the Grammys. because they had people behind them. Their parents were behind what they were trying to do. Their parents sometimes even pushing what they was trying to do. So let me just stop and get my water. So you get those sets, and that's the rarity. From my observation, that's the rarity. You get the parents who wholeheartedly say they want their child to do well and be different, and they actually get behind it monetarily, spiritually, vocally. They're fully behind it, and it's not just words. It's not just words to say at family gatherings. They actually mean it. All right, they actually mean it. Then you get another set of parents. You get the parents who, I might come off camera while I'm trying to zip my bag up, just it might come out of focus a little bit. You get the parents who, they want their kids to do well, but not too well, because they don't want to get left behind. So it's a bit of a crabs in the bucket mentality. They don't want you to fail per se, but they don't want you to do, they don't even mind you doing a little bit better than them, but they don't want you doing so well. I hope my water don't spill. I'm gonna do this over the grass, to be fair, because I can just drop. Yeah, there we go. I knew a little bit would go down, but I didn't really care. Can't care about too much. You can't care too much in life, man. What's gonna happen is what's gonna happen. Do you know what? Let me walk through the grass. If I'll do that another time. Can't care too much. That's when life gets you. So you get the other set of parents who they want you to do well, but not too well, because then you might forget them. You remember, everyone grows old, or most people grow to be elderly, and they need you around. They need that insurance policy. They need to know that someone's going to look after them. And I can't necessarily say that that's evil, but what I will say is it's not smart, because if you are a good parent, unless your kid's an absolute beep, they're not going to forget you. But if you actively try and hold your kid back, like, you know, your kid wants to be a business owner and you're constantly trying to pull them back a little bit and say, nah, just get down to reality, you know, negative thoughts, then, you know, morning. Negative thoughts. You put negative thoughts in your kid's mind. So oftentimes, you know, I'm convinced that parents have a subconscious, whoa, that's no joke. Parents have a subconscious influence over their children. I think that we're hardwired to seek approval from our parents. I think we are. So when you're driven, you want to achieve your goals, and you want to be this and you want to be that, and your parents are putting negative reinforcement and negative encouragement into your mind, it can confuse you, and it can put you in a state where you want to achieve your goals, but you're also actually, whether you realize it or not, being influenced by your parents. So you might actually hold back without realizing it. You might start to actually take a step back from your goals. You might start to doubt yourself and say, do you know what, maybe I can't achieve this. Maybe my parents are right. And then but then deep down somewhere else in your soul, you know that you can achieve it. So then you hold yourself back, and then you start to maybe age 40, 50 resent your parents because you pulled the brakes on what you knew you could achieve, to work a job you maybe didn't like because it was stable. Your parents, these types of parents might talk you about stability. These parents might talk to you about safety and guaranteed income, even though there's no such thing. You know, these parents might talk to you about responsibilities. And the annoying thing is they're not wrong, but they're also not fully right. Two things at once. So they're right in the sense, yeah, you got to be responsible. They're right in the sense that, you know, maybe getting a corporate job and having guaranteed income is probably a safer bet, probably. But what they're not telling you is, if you aim for your goals and you achieve it, then you can create generational wealth. You can look after your family, which is responsible, right? So they're right and they're wrong at the same time. But the thing is, I think everyone's subconsciously influenced by their parents to a degree. And so you got this set of parents who, they want you to be successful. They want you to achieve some of your goals, but they don't want you to be too successful, because if you're too successful, you might forget them. That's what they're thinking, consciously, subconsciously. And also, they might be a little bit selfish as well, because if you out-achieve them, then you're reflecting their failures back at them. And this is the thing with me, I'm quite an independent person. So I don't care per se. God willing, if I have kids, they're more successful than me in the eyes of others, because I just do my own thing. But some people aren't like that. Some people are insecure. So if their kid is a millionaire and they're just average Joe, they're subconsciously, consciously or subconsciously thinking, what does that say about me? What does that say about my goals and my achievements? What does that say about my life? And that's actually really selfish. That's actually really selfish, but it happens. So yes, you got the pair of parents, the rarity, who actually want their kids to succeed and they back it. They back it. It's not just talk. Anyone can say, I walk up, if I decide to do an interview, right? An interview video, and I walk up into a high street and I walk up to people and say, do you want your kids to succeed? I guarantee 9.999 out of 10 are going to say yeah. But then we start, if I was to dig into the interactions they have, maybe a different story would start to be told. So I think the rarity is the parents who spiritually, vocally, and financially do everything they can to make their kid a superstar. But then the more common one is when they want you to be successful, but a safe successful. They don't want you to be too much more successful than them, or they don't want you to be successful to the fact that they're going to start doubting you're going to be around to look after them, because you're flying to LA, you're flying to Toronto, you're flying to Milan, and they're 80, 90 years old and they need you about. But, you know, so you've got those sets of parents. And then you've got the last set of parents, there's everything in freeze. You've got the last set of parents who, they just don't want you to succeed. They want you to be exactly where they are. They're slightly rarer than the number two. The number two is like the algorithm. It's like the one in the middle. It's like the sandwich. They want you to succeed, but they don't want you to succeed too much. But the one at the bottom, that's like the worst one, because they grew up on benefits, or they grew up on welfare if you're over on the other side of the pond, and nothing, not dissing people who are on any type of financial assistance, but hear me out. They're on financial assistance. Their parents were on financial assistance. They're on financial assistance, and they want you to follow that direct line. You see, there's nothing wrong with falling on hard times, but there is something wrong with falling on hard times and wanting everyone else to fall on hard times. And that's the type of parents, that third group. They want you to suffer exactly like they did. They don't want you to go anywhere, and they will shoot down and even sabotage anything you try and do. I don't think that one needs too much more explanation. That's kind of self-explanatory. So yeah, just to review, do your parents want you to fail? It depends on the parents you have. You'd be surprised. It is quite surprising on the surface. It's a surprising video to make, the title. You got one pair of parents, one set of parents who, you know, they actually back it and they want you to succeed, and they put their money where their mouth is. The second, they want you to succeed, not too much though. They want you to, you know, they want you to be safe and safe bet, you know, be around to look after them, and etc, etc. They don't want you to succeed too much to the point where they're starting to doubt their relationship with you, and you know, they just want it to be safe. They don't want anything, the boat being rocked. And then you get the third group who want you to be exactly where they're at. They're failures. They want you to fail. They don't want you to shoot for anything, and they will shoot you down if you try. But as all things in this universe, nothing is exact. So there's always variations, and not everything is streamlined. So, you know, and for example, you might have a single parent, and you know, you might get some that act like different groups at different times, and you know, but the general gist is you got number one who want you to succeed and back it, number two who want you to succeed but not too much, number three who they just want you to stay exactly where they're at, failing. Anyway, let me know what you think about what I spoke about. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, hit the notification bell so you get a notification when I make a new video. If you appreciate my work and want to leave a donation, there's a link for that in the description. And with that, enjoy the rest of your day. See you on the next one.